Hi, this is Andrew, and I'm going to go over how to create this infinite marquee and also how to automate a stopping point so that if the video repeats, this end frame matches with this beginning frame and it looks like it loops seamlessly. Okay, for this example, let's start by creating a text. I'm going to give it a string of happy birthday and give it a few properties. And I'll put the font size at 120. Let's also center this as well. Okay, I'm also going to give it a background shape so that I can kind of control the dimensions of this. I'm going to give it a padding width of 50, and that's what it'll look like. But I'm going to turn off the fill here. But this will help sort of give us a container to work with that's flexible. And I'm also going to create a bounding box. Now I'm going to put this background in the bounding box as an input shape. Okay, we'll also create a duplicator. And I'm going to put the text as the input for a duplicator. I'm going to turn the text off, and I'll do the distribution as linear. I'll put in 4. I'm going to make the size mode step. And for the size, I'm going to use the width that we got from the bounding box. So I'm going to link the width from here to the size here. Okay, great. So now we have 4 instances of this content over here. Let's center this. Okay, and now let's start creating our maths. I'm going to create a JS math, call it JS math 1, multiply time. And for our first node, let's see, I'm going to put in the composition time. I'll name it here, comp time. This one here. And for the second one, I'm going to call it time multiplier. And our formula is going to be n0 times n1. And this is just going to increase in time. And let's put our time multiplier at 10. So we can multiply, and we're going to use this to control the speed. Let's create our second JS math, and I'm going to call it modulus. Okay. Let's put in the formula first. So the modulus is going to be the remainder of what we divide. So we're going to put JS math result as the first one, as the first node. Let's name it JS math 1. Multiply time. And for the second one, we're going to put the container width. And for this, let me name this first. For this, we're going to use the shape size that we get from the duplicator. So let's drag the shape size to the second one, which is the container width here. So to give an idea of how the modulus works, the result is going to be the remainder of what n0 divided by n1 is. So when, I'm gonna just start going up here. When n0 starts at 0 and goes up to n1, which is in our case 1098, it's gonna still take on the value of n0 up till, okay, and get close. 1098, and then once we go over, it's gonna start back at 0 again. And then even though n0 is increasing, we're starting back at 0 for the result. And it keeps going. Okay, so if I hook up JS Math 2 to the duplicator position right now, it actually works to an extent. It's just the position is a little bit odd, but let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so it's moving, and then it snaps back, but it's in the same spot. I'll play it once. It's moving, and I can't see, but it's snapping back. I'm gonna disconnect this for now because I kind of want the content to be sort of like in the middle of these duplicator shapes. So I'm gonna create another JS Math for that. And I'll call that starting X position. Okay, for that starting X position, I'm just gonna put in the formula I have first, so n1 divided by 2. And for the first one, I'm gonna use JS Math 2. So let's name this JS Math 2 modulus. And I'll link the value here. Let's add n1, and n1 is going to be the shape size. Shape size. And I'll get this value from the duplicator. Shape size. So let's connect that here. Okay, great. And let's put the JS Math 3 into the duplicator and see shape position, and then now see what that looks like. Okay, so the content is now centered. I'm just going to center the duplicator as well. And if I currently play this, yeah, it looks good up to a certain point, but you'll see that it kind of jumped right there. So where that jump is coming from is the end of the composition is not matching up with the beginning. So let's say I'm going to the end right here. I'm going to quickly play, but you'll see there's an odd little jump right here. To get that, I'm going to create another, to get those two to connect, I'm going to create another JS Math. And let's call it composition time. The order of operations that worked for me was linking the JS Math to the end of the frame range first before I filled in any of, or linked any of the values. So I'm gonna link that here, and let's put in the values. So the first one I'm gonna call shape size. And for this, I'm gonna use the bounding box size over here. Okay, and the second one I'm gonna call multiplier. I'll show you what it means in a second. The third one, or n2, I'm gonna call time multiplier, and this is gonna be the value that I put in for JS Math 1 time multiplier here, this node right here. The formula for this is n0 times n1 divided by n2. So it's the shape times how many times we want to loop, divided by the time multiplier that we have. Okay. So let's zoom out a little bit. Composition time. Okay. If we go, it's gonna loop once, so it's gonna go the length of, move the length of one shape. I think it'll show better if we loop this twice, but even if we loop it once, maybe I'll show. If you keep playing, because Cavalry will replay this on loop, and some other video players like in social media, for example, will loop these, you might only need one loop. If you want it to loop twice before the video ends, it extends the end frame range. So it'll go one length of the container here, and then it'll snap back, and then end over here, and the next frame will snap back. So yeah, when I press play, this is what the final result looks like. This happy birthday has 4 instances. The first one I think is fully off the screen, but I kind of needed that to fill a space. You can modify the text, so if I do, for example, like font size 220, I might only need 3 instances of Duplicator. I'll center this, and it should play pretty decently, and I don't think that yeah, this one needs a 4th. Thank you for watching. I'll have the project file in the description.